supposedly is. So from all that we heard was that you get your telephone from 3G and 4G. 5G is an add-on to supposedly provide you with high-speed internet access. But we didn't look at the technical aspects, whether or not 5G would perform as it's supposed to. We looked at this from an exposure standpoint. And, when you think about exposure to wireless radiation, you can think of it as kind of like air pollution, that the more radiation you have, the more pollution that equates to, and the more it's going to impact. So if you have a single cell phone sitting on your desk, you're getting a certain degree of exposure. If you take another cell phone and put it the same distance on your desk, you're going to get this twice the exposure. So anytime you add anything, you're going to increase your overall exposure level. And just like air pollution, you may be fine up to a certain exposure level. You can breathe just fine. But when it goes above a certain point, there seems to be a tipping point, an avalanche effect, where all of a sudden now it has a significant impact on you. You become sensitized to it, so that when you're exposed to any additional radiation, in fact, people can become dysfunctional from it. So as we looked at the radiation, we found out, first of all, that it doesn't matter particularly what the frequency is, that it's going to impact. So even living near a TV station, living near a radio station has a negative impact, and it adds to your total radiation load. So as you transition from 3 and 4G to 5G, you're going to be adding more antennas, you're going to be increasing your radiation exposure, and that's not a good thing for reasons that we can talk about later.
Right. And the current ordinance here in Boise, they're saying every 500 feet, as close as 20 feet from the home, which means you're going to have a lot of frequency coming into your home.
That's right. You're going to get a lot of radiation. And in fact, one of our recommendations, and a very important one, maybe the most important recommendation, was something called a setback. And that is, how far can you have a radiation source, a large radiation source like a large tower, from where people live, from structures? All right. Well, what we did on the commission, what we found was a good setback. That is, the distance between the tower and where people live, right, was 500 meters. And it's not a number we just pulled out of our heads. It's something that is based on solid research. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can do this, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about the thinking process that we went through.